Hello and welcome back to Cricket Beyond Cancer, the podcast where we unpack the biggest stories in cricket with a focus on the human spirit and sometimes the sheer unbelievable chaos of the game. I'm your host, Rhea, and to all our listeners, Shourabh and I sincerely apologize for the delay. Honestly, the shock of what happened in Perth left us needing a moment to process the calamity. We are talking about the first Ashes test, which was less a test match and more a 48-hour circus where England crashed to an 8-wicket defeat inside 2 days.
Yeah, Rhea. So calamitous is absolute the right word. They went from a position of control, a 65 for 1, with a lead of 105 in the second innings, to being utterly dismantled by the middle session of day 2. The sheer audacity of the drama is what's kept us reeling. Day 1 saw 19 wickets fall, with Mitchell Starc's 7 for 58 keeping Australia alive, but the entire narrative of this match, the ultimate psychological blow, rests on one man who turned Bazball back on its creators, Travis Head, the destroyer.
Let's start with the Great English Collapse because that's where the match was lost. After a solid start, they suffered a historic brain fade. The numbers are brutal. 9 wickets for 99 runs. It was Scott Boland, who was terrible in the first innings, who triggered the collapse, backed up by the menacing Starc. In the space of 19 balls, they lost 4 wickets for 11 runs. Their biggest names, Root and Stokes, contributed only 10 runs combined, falling cheaply to Starc. That's not just a collapse, Shourabh. It's a failure of conviction from the top order under pressure.
And that failure of conviction led directly to Head's heroics. Who are you even? Travis Head, the man who knows no mercy at all. Khwaja gets injured. Head is thrown in as a makeshift opener in the Ashes opener, a role he's barely played, and he delivers a counter attacking masterclass of pure aggression. He plundered 123 runs of just 83 balls, reaching his century of just 69 balls, the equal third fastest by an Australian in Test history. It completely sucked the air and hope out of the English camp. He took on the short pitch bowling and hammered Ben Stokes for 4 boundaries in 1 over, scoring at a strike rate of nearly 150. Hats off Head. While other batsmen struggled on this pitch, Head took the counter attacking to next level.
The mathematics of that chase is what makes this result so staggering. Set 205 runs, Australia reached the target in a ridiculous 28.2 overs at a run rate of over 7 and over. When you compare that blistering pace to England's 2 innings, 172 and 164, it highlights the mental and tactical gulf that opened up. Head's innings, alongside the unbeaten 50 from Marnus Labuschagne, transformed what could have been a nervy chase into an absolute sprint. It truly felt like a test match played on fast forward, with the match ending inside 2 days, cementing its place in Ashes lore.
That dramatic turn meant Stark's incredible performance was duly rewarded. His 10 wicket haul for the match winning, including the career best 7 for 58 on day 1, gave Australia a chance. And then Boland's disciplined 4 for 33 seized the moment. England simply could not handle that 1-2 punch. The fast bowlers were utterly dominant, taking 30 wickets for 468 runs in just 113 overs. It was brutal, raw cricket.
So now Australia is 1-0 up and everything looks rosy, with captain Pat Cummins potentially returning for the second test. But for England, the road to Brisbane is a mountain climb. Captain Ben Stokes admitted he was shell-shocked, but praise for Head isn't a strategy. They are faced with a terrible record. They've now lost 14 and drawn 2 of their last 16 tests in Australia. The team needs to address the immediate failures of Crawley and the major stars, or this will quickly become another brutal tour.
That is going to be the core issue, Ria. The mental scars. How are they going to manage that? This defeat evokes so many of England's historical collapses on the Australian soil. They now have a week before the day night test in Brisbane to decide their identity. Do they double down on the aggression that Head just used against them, or do they introduce some pragmatism to stop the rot? The only solace was the counter attacking partnership between Atkinson and Cars at the tail, but tail end heroics don't win you test matches. The question remains, can they show the conviction McCullum is demanding, or England is losing its plot, playing baseball in test cricket?
The answer to that question will define their entire series. The way they react to this demolition job will tell us everything. They need a big name to step up and deliver a gritty, match-winning performance, perhaps starting with a simple, solid opening partnership that avoids a first-over duck. Shourabh, thank you for helping us unpack the drama of Perth.
My pleasure, Rhea. It was a match of incredible highs and devastating lows. Until next week, when we cover the action from Brisbane, keep safe, keep resilient, and keep watching cricket because you never know what madness is around the corner. Thank you and have a wonderful time.